Coming up on Good Morning Texas, we check out one of the largest art and talent showcases at UT.
We look into what is causing panic all over the nation.
And we visit the real haunted houses of Austin.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Alejandra Gonzales.
And I'm Khortlyn Cole. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I can't believe we are already toward the end/middle of October.
This month has gone by so fast.
I know. Halloween is next, what is it, next Friday?
Yeah,
and I
next
have
Friday.
to pick out an outfit, and I'm freaking out because, like, I don't know what I'm going to be. I don't know how much money I want to spend. Do you know what you're going to be yet?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be Tom Cruise from Risky Business, you know, with the suit shirt and the socks. I'm going to do that, and I have everything at home, so
That's
it's like
great.
real easy.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that movie, but that sounds really cute. I don't want to spend a lot of money for Halloween. I'm trying to like look up a lot of DIY costumes so I can just go to a thrift store and, you know, buy something really inexpensive.
Yeah, DIYs are always the easiest.
Get creative, yeah. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But in other news, the UT African American Culture Committee hosted their annual talent showcase, Culture Shock. This past Friday, reporter Sarah Vasquez went out to see who showed up on stage.
The African American Culture Committee, a subgroup of campus events and entertainment, put on its annual Culture Shock last Friday in the SAC auditorium. We sat down with Janelle Calhoun, AACC chair, to find out more about the talent show.
Culture Shock is an open forum for cultural exploration, for people to get out and see that there's a broad, rich culture on the UT campus, and that we have something definitely to offer. And Culture Shock is just a showcase of what that is, and all the art and the music and the dancing and all the wonderful aspects of African American culture. That's what we're trying to bring to campus.
I think they're really important because they give everybody an opportunity to just kind of come together. You know, aside from race, you know, ethnicity, culture, everybody gets to come together and actually bring what they have as far as talents, and actually put a showcase on for everyone to see. So it's really a good time to bring people together.
We talk about diversity, but you know, a lot of people don't put it into action. I think that Culture Shock is our action. It's our way to get it out there to the community so that everybody sees how diverse UT really is. There's so many different cultures across campus, and this is just one of them to bring it to light.
You should definitely respect everyone's culture. I think that's what it's all about at the end of the day, that we can all appreciate everybody's culture and not discriminate, not look at someone funny or differently, but actually just appreciate who we are and the things that we have in common here in this campus for sure.
There is no winner, and it is not a competition, but a celebration of African American culture.
So they actually had Spoken Reasons on there. He's the guy from The Heat, the movie with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, that's a
and he's
great
also
movie.
a YouTuber, so that's really cool.
Yeah, he did look slightly familiar. That's crazy. That's really cool that they bring in a lot of these, you know, people who can come and give speeches about all these really
the Culture
interesting
Shock
topics.
Fest looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a really good experience. I saw that they had like maybe a spoken words person. It looked like she was poetry. It looks like she was just talking with a guitar going next to her. That looks really cool.
So it looks kind of like it's a variety show. I feel like they have like the speeches and, like you said, the spoken word poetry and like music and dancing. That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm totally going to try and go to the next one.
I have never heard about that, but I'd love to go.
Yeah. So October is Relationship Violence Awareness Month, and UT organization Voices Against Violence is hosting events throughout the month. Reporter Alex Wilson tells us how this group and other campus departments are promoting awareness together.
The UT organization Voices Against Violence hosted a rally for healthy relationships on Thursday.
Promote healthy relationships.
As for trying to educate a campus of more than 50,000 students, their efforts are not alone. The UT Police Department has teamed up in promoting their events and encouraging prevention.
I mean, it definitely shows that they're stepping up and they're acknowledging it and they're wanting to put it out there so that students could see that this is a problem. Because I think what a lot of people on this campus don't realize is how big these issues are and how many people it affects.
This issue has particularly hit home on campus recently. Football coach Charlie Strong dismissed 2 players this summer for charges of sexual assault. Then in September, UT basketball player Martez Walker was suspended after he was charged with assaulting his girlfriend.
When you have marquee players, when you have star athletes that engage in this type of behavior, and there is media coverage on it, and there is criminal and civil litigation that comes against it, it's great because it does let the victims know that it's not their fault.
The campus police department is speaking up, Charlie Strong is speaking up, and students are speaking up. The University of Texas is not only showing students that this is an important issue, but it's sending a message to those thinking about coming here as well. High school senior Alfredo Montoya was touring campus the day of the rally. He said the message is significant, especially as a former victim himself.
I was with this girl for like 3 or 4 years, and basically it was just abusive. She's almost killed me like 3 times. I don't know, it just sucks, you know, because being with somebody that long, it's just, you think it's love, but it really isn't. It's hatred.
He says knowing the school cares about this issue has increased his likeliness of choosing UT.
To make me feel more safe coming here, you know?
Whether it's future or current students, these groups are sending a strong message united against relationship violence. Alex Wilkins, Good Morning Texas.
You know, I think it's really great that they have a group like that on campus.
Yeah, I know, like, fall is this, you know, crazy cluster of all these things going on in regards to, like, awareness, because we just got out of the Suicide Prevention Week, which I was, I remember helping out and, like, attending some of the events. And I think that's great, you know, that they're bringing awareness and teaching students about all these issues and how to deal with, you know, these things if they come up, because I feel like you don't really know who to go to, who are you supposed to talk to, because sometimes you're a little bit nervous about who to approach. Can you trust your friends? So this is great that they're doing all this stuff.
And especially since we're college kids, I feel like for the most part we're kind of like nervous about talking about that. And since there's a month dedicated to it, I feel like it kind of eases some tensions there.
Yeah, and they bring in a lot of really neat speakers. So I think it's a great resource for everybody to, you know, come together and learn about this. And as everybody knows, hysteria over Ebola has swept the nation, and the University of Texas has their own plan for contagious virus like Ebola. Diego Contreras reports on how UT is taking precautions.
With recent Ebola cases reaching the United States and a University of Texas student who was on board the same flight as a healthcare worker who has tested positive for Ebola, the University of Texas is prepared to respond to an Ebola emergency. The university has screened any staff or student who has traveled to and from the West Africa region and will do so again at the start of a new semester.
Retrain nurses to make certain they know if someone presents themselves with I just came back from West Africa and I've been throwing up and I've got 103 degree temperature. Bells and whistles need to go off, and how do we handle that person? How do we isolate that person?
Environmental health and safety personnel are being equipped with the proper safety gear in order to clean up potential contamination.
Students here at the University of Texas Nursing School are using Ebola study as a research tool to prepare them for the medical field. Many students at the nursing school go on to places such as Dallas, Texas, where Ebola was recently contracted.
As part of the public health curriculum, we talk about disaster preparedness, emergency preparedness, and emerging infectious diseases. So it just so happened that I was covering those topics last week, and so I threaded the Ebola outbreak and now the cases in Dallas throughout that class.
The nursing school is preparing a seminar with people from the Austin community that students and faculty may attend to ensure that they are well prepared once they enter the workforce. The seminar will host an interprofessional panel including physicians, epidemiologists, and infectious disease specialists.
It's a fast whirlwind right now, and we just hope that we got all the right cards at the right time.
Diego Contreras, Good Morning Texas.
How this evolves, we'll find out more information as it, progresses. Anyways. Okay. Oh, that's crazy about the whole, Ebola thing. It's so close to us. I would have never imagined it would be so near.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm glad Bill Powers sent out that email. I mean, it's kind of scary, but it's also kind of calming at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, I can't believe that a UT student actually was on the plane with the people who are coming back.
And there are people like making BuzzFeed quizzes about it, like, can you find Ebola near you?
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, go on.
It's kind of like funny and kind of weird, but it also creates like a hysteria that we don't really need. I feel like everything's okay and we should just kind of calm down about it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a mixture of a joke and like people who are actually scared about this Ebola thing. Because I know a lot of my friends are posting a lot of these articles where it like tracks you and like GPSs you and sees if you have Ebola like near you, are you near a hot zone, and all this crazy stuff, and like quizzes on BuzzFeed, like you said, like if you have Ebola, like certain checklists. So it's kind of a mixture of hysteria and a joke, and I feel like people are not really sure where this is going to lead to, which is kind of crazy. But we'll be finding out more about this later, so don't go anywhere. Coming up next, a look at this week's weather forecast.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. We have Calli Conti in our Weather and News Center. Let's take a look at what's happening. Calli?
Good morning, Khortlyn, and good morning to all our GMTXers. Now, we have an update for you on the Ebola virus. The Department of Homeland Security has set new travel restrictions that will go into effect today. This Tuesday, the Obama administration announced that all U.S.-bound travelers from Ebola-stricken countries will be required to fly into 5 specific airports for additional screening. The 5 airports are New York's JFK, Newark Airport in New Jersey, Dulles International in Washington, Atlanta Airport, and Chicago O'Hare. These airports already account for about 94% of travelers from Ebola-stricken countries. Travelers coming from Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea not originally traveling through these airports will be required to rebook their flights. All over the country, early voting is just around the corner, and talk about an urban rail in Austin is heard all around town. Proposition 1 deals with deciding whether the state and city of Austin should spend $600 million for a 9-mile rail line and an additional $400 million on roads. People in favor of the proposition are strong advocates for fighting Austin's severe traffic problem. Opponents don't like that property across the city will increase to pay for it. And the eyes of Texas are upon former UT football star Colt McCoy once again as he makes his first NFL start since 2011 this Monday night. The Washington Redskins take on the 6-1 Dallas Cowboys. McCoy has been asked to fill in for Washington Redskins quarterback Robert Griffin III, who is not healthy enough for this week's game. Since playing for the UT in 2010, McCoy was then drafted to the Cleveland Browns in 2010, transferred to the 49ers in April 2013, and finally just signed with Washington this offseason. Although not suiting with a Texas team, I'm sure Longhorn and Cowboy fans everywhere are excited to see how the UT legend will perform. That's all for morning news. Back to you guys.
Well, I don't know about you, Khortlyn, but I'm really excited and kind of curious to see what's going to happen with this whole urban rail, news, because I actually heard that if more people voted the last time that this urban rail was proposed, that we could have gotten an urban rail on Guadalupe, because there's a lot of congestion on Guadalupe, and that would be great. Instead of having to take the bus every morning, people would be able to get on this urban rail and go to school. And so I just heard that a lot of people really wanted it, but not enough people went out to vote. So that's why the urban rail is where it is. And it's kind of in this like less populated area. So we still have this big, traffic problem.
I just think that means we need to get out and vote more.
Yeah, we definitely do.
I think it's really good about Colt McCoy. I'm really excited about him. It's kind of bad, though, about RG3. He was really good. It sucks that he can't play.
Yeah, I mean, I have not been keeping up with football at all, but that's great. I mean, it's good that a lot of these UT alum and former players are doing all these great things. I feel like, we're kind of on the uphill with the whole football, so I'm looking forward to it.
I agree, I am too.
Well, what does our weather look like this week, Calli?
Well, it looks as though weather will remain sunny and beautiful throughout the rest of the week. So whether your plans involve Oktoberfest or attending the Texas Book Festival, you're in luck. Today and tomorrow's temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s during the day and will then drop to the low 60s in the evening. As the weekend approaches, we will continue to see sunny skies. Temperatures will be just a bit warmer, peaking in the high 80s and then again dropping to the low 60s in the evenings. So even though we are in the fall season, at the same time, we do live in Texas. So it looks like you can continue to incorporate those shorts and skirts into your wardrobe for just a bit longer. That's all for your weather and news. Back to you guys.
It looks like it's finally getting cooler. You know, it's been hot through the majority of this, fall season.
It's been really hot, and I'm so excited I can finally wear my sweaters again.
You know, it's crazy because in Texas we don't have like this concept of like winter and fall seasons. We're like, it's 80 degrees. Oh my God, I can like wear a cardigan outside. I'm so excited. So I'm looking forward to it. And it says it's supposed to be the lows of 60s, which sounds a little bit crazy, but we'll see how this turns out. It'll be a nice weekend to go out and do some outdoor activities and get into that Halloween spirit, so I'm really excited. And when we return, do you have what it takes to go on a ghost tour?
Well, we did, so if we can, you probably can too. We're showing you our journey inside haunted hotspots right here in Austin. Stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas. Welcome back. Last week, Good Morning Texas visited the House of Torment, a popular haunted house in Austin. This week, we decided to check out some houses that were actually haunted. Watch as Alejandra and I went on a haunted Austin ghost tour to see how it compared. Hi, my name is Khortlyn Cole.
And I'm Alejandra Gonzales, and we're here in the heart of downtown on 4th Street and Red River.
So 50% of people who take this tour say that they've seen a ghost.
And they say that ghosts are just as curious about us as we are about them. So let's go check this out.
Austin Ghost Tours is a 90-minute journey through the streets of downtown Austin. The group meets at Moonshine Bar and Grill, where the tour guide then takes you on a trip of a total of 6 different hotspots for ghost spottings. Along with the haunting experience, the tour guide explains the history behind each ghost and location.
You should definitely wear comfortable walking shoes. This is a walking tour, and you should bring a camera, bring your iPhone, your cell phone, whatever, and a curious attitude, and just be open to experience whatever decides to kind of show up that evening. Okay. We also lately have been getting a lot of faces, shadowy faces in some of the windows, the doors. Yeah, a lot of faces in the windows and doors recently. As well as I had one lady, it was probably in July, she got a full-bodied apparition, like a shadow figure standing on the porch here. Probably one of the craziest paranormal experiences I've had being a tour guide for Austin Ghost Tours would definitely be at the Driscoll Hotel. The young girl, the senator's daughter, as we call her, sometimes we call her Samantha. She's got a 5-year-old spirit that's been haunting the Driscoll since 1886.
Various people who went on the ghost tour told us about their experiences.
Me, the favorite part was most definitely the haunted hotel. I've worked at hotels in the past and do feel as though there's spirits that kind of spook guests from time to time, and people that work at the hotel as well. And so I was really intrigued by the pictures that other people have taken of the previous guests that had things happen to them at the hotel. And so that was, for me, that was the scariest.
I think my favorite part was definitely hotel, because I've never actually been before. I have been in an apartment building that was considered haunted before. It was just really nice just because you could easily tell that there was still some of the old architecture.
Austin Ghost Tours has been around for over 20 years. Janine Plumer owns our business, and they've been going on for a really long time. We like to change them up seasonally, and we're constantly doing new investigating and research to keep the tours fresh and exciting for the people of Austin. He usually appears as a smoky mist. I get to meet people from all over the world, and it's interesting. It's always, after the tour's over, it's typically the people who have been the most standoffish or quiet, or that I assume might be the skeptics. They tend to come up to me after everyone leaves and they want to tell me their story, their experience. And so it's a really, I'm in a really unique position. I get to hear people's personal ghost stories that they may not have shared with many others for fear of people thinking they're crazy. And I guess I'm crazy too, so they'll tell me their ghost story. Absolutely does seem like a hot time for ghosts. There's a lot of different theories based on the seasons and the changing of them, you know, the moon cycles and all that. You can look into all sorts of ancient histories and religions and stuff. And it does appear that, in my experience, the veil, if you call it that, between the different spiritual planes seems to be thinnest as we approach October 31st. So as we draw near to that, it does oftentimes seem like we get a spike in activity, with October 30th always being the most active spirit day of the year.
A white hat, a white suit, white boots. Before he had a car, he had a Snow White.
The tours are hosted Friday through Saturday nights. You can purchase your ticket online and remember to go with an open mind. Khortlyn Cole, Katie Keenan, Alejandra Gonzales. Good morning, Texas.
So I actually went on a ghost tour in London. It was the Jack the Ripper ghost tour. It was really fun, and I like this one a lot too. What'd you think about it?
I liked this ghost tour a lot. It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be going in. I guess I'm just so used to going to haunted houses, and you know, like I've been like Universal Studios has like a really cool haunted house that I went to. So I guess going in, I was like, I'm gonna see things, I'm gonna hear things, but it's actually a lot more family friendly than I thought it was gonna be. It's really good to bring. You can even bring pets. You can bring your children. You know, it's very, very relaxed. And don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're showing you how to revamp your Halloween tweets with some quick and easy tricks.
Stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Halloween is right around the corner, which means countless Halloween parties. But not only do you need to have the perfect costume, you also have to have the most creative snacks as well. Let's take a look at some simple Halloween snacks that are almost cute enough to steal the spotlight from your costume.
So the first one is this poison apple, and I think it looks really cute.
That's adorable.
All they did it was add black food coloring to some caramel, but I think it looks really cute.
It almost looks like chocolate. I don't really know what to think about it. It's like caramel, but chocolate. I think it's kind of.
I feel like you can kind of do the same thing with the chocolate.
You can even add some like really cute orange like sprinkles or something
to
like
offset
that.
the black.
I feel like that would be adorable.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then we have the Boo Nana Pops.
Oh, those look like a lot of fun. And those are just, could you do yogurt, or I'm sure you could do white chocolate.
White chocolate. I think white chocolate might be real good with that.
And the eyes are, what are the eyes? You could use M&Ms, you can use sprinkles, chocolate.
I would probably use like a tiny little Hershey's little chocolate.
Those are really cute, and they're kind of healthy as well. If you put like yogurt on them, you can make them really fun. Yeah, and they look super easy to make. And the next ones are mummy dogs, which are like one of my favorites.
I think they're the cutest.
They're so cute.
And they're just like hot dogs wrapped in like bread dough.
Yeah, you could use the crescent rolls, and I guess just, you know, pull it apart and string it around. And then
whatever condiment you want to make like the eyes or mouth, if you want to add a mouth.
They're so cute, and they look delicious. And the next one looks a little bit scary. It's the shrimp brain.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one.
I don't know if I would eat that. I mean, it looks like an actual brain.
Yeah, it's a little bit too realistic
it's
for
kind of
me.
freaking me out a little bit. And you have to put it in Jell-O, it looks like. Oh my goodness. And it looks like there's hot sauce along the edges to make it look like the little ridges in the brain.
I think it's a really good job though at like being a Halloween tree. It really is kind of scary.
Oh my gosh, it looks, I don't know if I would eat that at a party, and I don't know if any of my friends would eat that at a party, but it looks freaky, so it did its job. And the next one is deviled eggs, which I have actually never really been a huge deviled eggs person.
My stepdad loves deviled eggs, and he eats them all the time, so I can just imagine these would be gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's like a really good one. And you put olives on top of it, so it looks very simple to make.
And then the last one is our graveyard dip. It's just a taco dip. You put some tortilla chips in it, and they've got some chicken, some lettuce.
Adorable.
It looks real cute.
I love that one. I feel like you could even make it with guacamole. So it's pretty versatile. It looks delicious too, and super easy. Well, now we have all these awesome snacks. I'm gonna have to go and plan all of my little pre-Halloween party out.
Right, how excited are you to have one?
I'm really excited. I have like a week and a half to plan this out, and my costume, so we'll see how it goes. But that's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in for more Good Morning Texas throughout the week. You can follow us on Twitter at GoodMorningTX.
Have a marvelous morning.